Bhupenji, first of all, let us not discuss what is happening in Kashmir because that's not core to what we are discussing just now.
Right.
We are discussing a speech in United Nations. And we are discussing the context of 21st September speech of Mr. Nawaz Sharif. Mr. Pirzada just spoke about Sushma ji saying this and saying that. Mr. Pirzada, my understanding is that you have very poor comprehension of English. Because nowhere in the speech did she talk about the atrocities in Kashmir. She said Kashmir is an integral part of India, shall remain an integral part of India no matter what Pakistan may rave and rant about. So if this is her speech and if that constitutes an admission of Kashmir as a central theme of any problem between us, I think your English needs to be improved.
Correct.
Secondly, Mr. Pirzada.
Well,
Mr.
your
Pirzada,
comprehension needs to be improved.
Allow me to finish, sir.
Your foreign
I did not intervene. Have decency.
the
Mr.
issue of
Pirzada, have
Kashmir
decency.
at the global
Mr. Pirzada,
level.
please be
You
decent.
need to improve
Mr. Pirzada,
your
don't behave
English.
like your masters.
No.
Don't be indecent. Have courtesy of allowing
I'm so
me to speak.
sorry.
Because
Your
I did
poor
not
English
interrupt
does
you.
not impress me.
I did not interrupt
Your
you.
poor English
I
does
did not interrupt you.
impress me.
Sir,
You need
I
to
did
go
not
back to
interrupt
a
you.
school,
You are showing.
to a
You are
university,
showing how
to a
ill-mannered and how
community
disgraceful
college,
you are as a
somewhere in
human being
United
also.
States, to
Mr.
learn
Pirzada,
this language.
Mr. Pirzada, you're speaking with
Mr.
some
Pirzada.
kind of an accent, and I don't know how to describe that accent. Be that as it may, you're entitled to your views, sir. You made your point. Let Mr. Mittal also respond, and I'll come back to you.
Well, he's
but let's
addressing
not,
me.
But let's
He's
not.
addressing me.
Yes, sir.
So
No,
I'm
everyone
answering
addresses
that.
me.
I have a
What's wrong
right
with
to
that?
Everyone
That's
addresses
a
me.
fair response.
I am the moderator for the program. Everyone addresses
Let me
me.
finish
Oh,
and then we
sorry.
can respond.
Mr. Mittal. Let Mr. Mittal complete. I'll come back to you, sir.
Second. Yeah. Secondly, if you look at the thrust of her speech, she was talking about which side does justice lie. You know, at the end of the day, when there is a conflict, there is justice.
Right.
She said, which does the justice lie? And she was referring to the speech of Mr. Nawaz Sharif. First, she says, here's a man who says, we have put conditions. She says, when I went, did we put conditions? When Mr. Narendra Modi went there, did he put conditions? When we invited him for the swearing ceremony, did we put conditions?
Exactly.
When we talked about, we did not put any conditions. And she says, look, how this friendliness was responded to
But General
by a
Khajan,
Pathankot,
can I
by
just hold you? Can I just
and
hold you
by
there,
a
Mr. Mittal?
Bahadur Singh.
I think you make a
Bahadur
good
Ali.
point. You make a good point. You know, because here is Mr. Look, now here is Mr. Pirzada, and may I just say that the response that you're seeing, my friends, from Mr. Pirzada,
It is the funniest statement I have heard in my entire career.
Is the
that
response-
she has not, India has
Sir,
not
your
put
career
any
is a
conditions
shameful
on
that's the
chapter
jobs.
of
Pakistani
history.
response
Come
for
on.
you.
Come
Now,
on,
if
guys,
you thought,
grow up.
if you thought that Mr. Pirzada is an
if you can
exception,
lie with impunity, then
if
you are
you thought that
entitled.
Mr. Pirzada is an exception, let me tell you that Mr.
This is,
Pirzada is not.
this is exactly what Sushma Swaraj has done.
Hold on.
She lied to the whole world
okay.
that Kashmir is not a disputed territory.
demolished you,
It's
sir.
a part
Pirzada, we
of
can't
India.
move on like this,
That's
sir.
a shame.
You know, you all have.
That's a shame.
I'm
Global
afraid
shame.
that you all have gotten
subjected
used to a
yourself
certain
to.
low level of debating, which doesn't happen on this channel.
Oh, I've
This
seen
channel,
your high
sir,
level.
this channel
it
is-
the lowest
sir,
low
no,
that
no.
India can get
No,
in
hold
any
on.
show.
Sir,
And
let's
this
not.
Is your show
You see, if
where
you-
have gotten,
if you
you
indulge-
have stooped down to such
If
a
you
level.
Why are you
indulge
so
in this kind
frustrated,
of
Mr.
bashing,
Pirzada?
I'm afraid that we can't go ahead, Mr. Pirzada. If you you're saying, Mr. Pirzada, Mr. Pirzada, you're saying if the Indian government, if Indian government decides,
Indian general who is sitting over here,
Yes.
and those laughing
Sir, you keep
clowns
warning.
who are sitting
oh,
next to you.
come on, sir, come on, hold on. You know, can I just say, let's show civility. Let's show civility. Sudhanshu Mittal, there is Mr. Pirzada getting so annoyed that he launches into this attack and then he has a glass of water. But
I am not angry at all.
I can see
I am
that
very
you're
pleasant
blowing
and
up. Sir.
smiling.
I don't know why you're getting so annoyed. I'm asking you simple questions. Respond to my
I am
question.
not
We'll have a
annoyed
debate.
at all.
Let's have
You're
a gentleman.
misconstruing the point.
Let's have a debate.
Is
Let's
it
have
just a
reasoned
glass
debate.
of water?
Well, Mr. Mittal, that question for another day. But Sudhanshuji, these points being made. You know, I'm at a loss to understand how India is really going to deal with Pakistan. Because again, I'm repeating for the benefit of all my viewers, Mr. Pirzada is not an exception. Mr. Pirzada is a reflection of the popular perception, popular impression which exists in Pakistan. Therefore, I say, for all the talk of Narendra Modi of reaching out to the people of Pakistan, for all the talk of what Sushma Swaraj has done, how
Which
are you
is a
going
lie.
to deal? How are you going to deal with this rogue nation, Mr. Mittal? Mr. Mittal.
L-I-E, all capitals.
Now, okay, your English is very good. I can see that,
see,
Mr. Pirzada. Let Sudhanshu Mittal respond now.
Pakistan is behaving like a rogue state.
It is a rogue state, the way they are behaving today.
India,
and
a state sponsor of terror in Pakistan, is claiming to be
Mr. Pirzada.
Sir, can I finish? Can I finish, Mr.
Mr.
Pirzada?
Pirzada, let people talk. Mr. Pirzada.
Wow, you guys have a lot of nerve.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Pirzada, hold on. Now Sudhanshu Mittal is speaking.
I'll tell you the
Sudhanshu
nerves.
Mittal, yes.
So it's a rogue state, and Mr. Pirzada's conduct is a reflection of
That's
that
a
mentality.
funny statement.
Now, Mr. Pirzada does not have a sense of history also. In spite of all his
you have a
bravado, he
sense of
forgets
history
that they
as
were
to when
they
the
were
United
dismembered
States imposed
in
sanctions,
1971,
imposed
and in
on the
65 they were
by the
shown
then
they
Chief
ate the
Minister of
dust.
Gujarat, Mr.
Mr.
Modi,
Pirzada
who
conveniently
has now
forgets
been promoted
that
to the position
95,000 of their
of a Prime
soldiers
Minister of
were in
India,
our
a
captivity,
terrorist
and we
becoming
were magnanimous
a murderer
enough
becoming
to return it to them because
a Prime
on
Minister of
humanitarian
India.
grounds.
That's a
Mr.
shame.
Pirzada does
That's a
not,
shame
he has
for
not forgotten
1.3 billion
the crucial blow of injury which was reflected on them when Bangladesh was freed from their possession. So Mr. Pirzada, in spite of all your big words, all your obnoxious statements which you are just making on television, making yourself so laughable and despisable, all I am saying is, please wake up to the realities.
Right.
The reality is, you are a terror state. You are a terror state. You had Osama bin Laden hidden in your own country, where else you kept denying. So the world knows you.
Right.
The world knows that you have no credibility. The world knows that you lie with impunity. So when you talk about all this, people just laugh. And today, what did Sushma Swaraj do? She brought the entire world community on a common thread. She says, look, terrorism is the biggest challenge to human rights. That's the biggest violation of human rights.
She says
Let us
Pakistan
forget
should
about
be
prejudices.
disenfranchised.
Allow.
She says Pakistan should be completely disenfranchised. From the UN.
Allow me to finish.
Yes.
Just 1 minute.
Quickly, sir.
Just
quickly.
1 minute.
Yeah.
She says, let every country of this world unite. Let us keep our preferences aside, our prejudices aside. But let us unite to fight terrorism. And those countries which do not subscribe to it must be isolated.
Can I just put
She
this
says
question
countries
to
where
Shabnam
people are eulogizing terrorism
Shabnamji, you know,
must be
before we went into
isolated.
the break, you were supporting the idea of economic sanctions against Pakistan. Do you
Bhupinder,
That we have tried all options. War is the last of the options. I think the world will appreciate that we have only enforced what is rightfully ours. We have been liberal to them at our discretions, which we don't need to, because their conduct does not deserve any more benevolence on part of India.
Can I just get Jen
But
Kadan
more
also to respond to that?
Can I just one word? Loan. And I tell the lady, if India does what we are proposing, then Kashmir is the biggest beneficiary. And as somebody whose heart bleeds for Kashmir, I think you should be more unequivocal in welcoming this and in fact demanding this.
I think she's taking half a step. But Jen Kadan, is this the best step? Jen Kadan, do you believe in the absence of a military strike, surgical strikes that everyone has been talking about, and I believe that pretty much is a closed chapter as we speak as of now, do you believe this could well be the best step? Maybe try and rework this water supply arrangement with Pakistan?
you just
Goodwill was the basis.
You just cannot do that. You don't have the authority.
Okay.
You can, the phrase it, you can interfere with the water.
Your written comprehension is worst.
You know
You do
what?
not even understand what is written in English.
That's
I knew you did not understand what English spoken is.
What a
but
third
written
class,
English also
what
you
a
forget.
third class English
The
speaking
written
person
English
I'm
is that
dealing with.
we are entitled to a larger share
Can
of
I-
water.
You
And
don't
it was
know how
our
to
magnanimity.
pronounce any
It was
word
our
of English
generosity.
language.
And
You
people
just
like you
cannot
don't deserve
pronounce
generosity.
any word of English
So
language.
please, I
You're
mean,
incapable of
have
expressing
the
yourself.
decency
If
to read the document
You
in what
thank-
is written
you
and
should
not
say
what you
thanks
think
to
you
this
want to
television
interpret.
that they have given you
Unfortunately,
It is sad.
Unfortunately,
It is the Pirzadas of the
unfortunately,
Pakistan who are running the Pakistan
Now,
government.
Mr. Pirzada, if the
You
view
know,
that you
the freedom
represent,
movement in Kashmir is the final word that is going on right
Mr.
now.
Mr. Pirzada's view is that
if
of a
you
rogue
represent the
who
view
can
in
only
Pakistan,
defend
Only thing I can say is this, that
We
Mr.
will-
Mittal's party really has a
India
lot of
will
work
be
to do.
crying for
Mr.
centuries if it
Mittal's
ever
party has a
tried
lot
to
of work to
stop
do.
water.
Thanks very much to all of you for joining me on Big Five at 10.
We are willing to do that.
The truth
We are
is,
willing to do
the
anything
truth
for
is that beyond this bluster,